stay focused, stay dedicated, and know in your all heart, have faith, okay? Have faith and believe that all things are possible. And if you decide that you want to do something, if it's meant for you, it will be for you, and nobody can take that away, okay? If for some foreseen reason things don't work out the way you want it to work out on whatever this path is that you're going, and it just end up being the most horrible thing that you could have ever ventured out to, then just know, keeping a positive attitude, for one, it might have not been the path that you should have been taking in the first place. So in today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about what we should do in order to make sure that we are successful when we start working for ourselves. And I know a lot of you are probably already wondering what will probably happen if I quit my job, or if I decide to venture out on my next journey. Will I succeed? Will things be okay? What if I fail? What if? We already know that all of the what ifs are just fears. They're things that we have calculated up on our own in our minds as to what's probably going to happen before it even occurs. That's all fear is. Get all of that wiped out, and I'm going to help you guys with some tips that I know I use for myself in order to make sure that I was okay. And eventually you will start to realize as your days go on that things are going to be just fine if you stay focused and stay dedicated to what it is that you're trying to do. So the first key to success is that a lot of you already have a job. When you first start out doing things for yourself, or trying to disconnect yourself from whatever that job may be, because I know it's a lot of you out there who really wish to let that job go. You're going to already have a job from the start, so you're going to need to actually keep that job as long as you can while you get yourself together before you make that next move. Don't just jump off and run and start trying to do something and you haven't saved a dime, or you haven't at least prepared for your next paycheck, or shall I say wherever your next monetary is coming from. If you haven't prepared yourself for it, I suggest you make sure that you're okay. Like I said before in a previous video, you don't actually have to have saved a lot of money at all if you know your next move is going to still produce income coming in at least at a steady pace. It's just like switching from job to job, except you're switching from working for someone to working for yourself. So the next tip to becoming your own boss is, after you actually start doing what it is that you want, pretend as though you still have an actual boss other than you. Pretend like you're at a job every day and there's a boss or a manager, whoever it may be, watching you all the time. And if you don't get the work done, then there are consequences, right? If you don't get the work done, you're either going to get a write-up, you're going to get some type of notice, or you may even just only get a side eye, but then back in the back office somewhere, they're discussing you. All these different types of things that may occur on a job. Just pretend like someone's watching you, and it's a must that you get your job done. So if you start making your own schedule and doing your own work, make sure that whatever you're doing, that you are on time. Attempt to get to your location or whoever you're meeting, whatever your clientele may be, no matter what type of job it is that you're doing, attempt to get there every single time, on time. Don't be late. Don't have people waiting for you. Pretend, like I said before, as though you're going to a regular 9-to-5 job and you need to get there. So when you work for yourself, it's even easier to do so because you can set your own schedule. So being that you're setting your own schedule, you set your schedules based off of the appointment times that you want to start. If you wanted to start at 8 in the morning, that's fine. You can set them for 8 in the morning, but just be prepared to get up and leave early so you can get there. Same thing as if you started later in the day. More people on the streets, so you want to make sure that you're getting there. I have only been late for an appointment, I know, one time, and it might have been about 5 or 6 minutes at most, and I hated it because, of course, when I work 9 to 5, if I could do anything possible, the main thing I could do was to get to work on time. I might have hated my job, but being that I chose that job, until I left that job, I made sure I got to work on time. It just keeps things off your back. So if you're working for yourself, you already stressed about other things. You got all of these different things that you have to do pertaining to whatever work you're doing. Last thing you want to do is to add more stress to your day every day by having to run and jumping and trying to grab different things at the last minute, getting out into traffic depending on where you may live, and trying to get somewhere at a fast pace. I take heed with knowing that I live somewhere where the traffic can change at any moment. The streets, sometimes there are workers on the streets, fixing on the streets. An accident could have happened anywhere. It doesn't even matter. It could be somewhere that is very, very close in proximity from my house, and it could still take me forever to actually get there. There's no other extra detours, so I have to make sure that I leave in plenty of time. So if I'm sitting in traffic, hey, I turn my radio on, I enjoy my day, and before I leave my house, I make sure that I always say that today is going to be a good day. Lord, thank you for the day that you have given me. I absolutely love the work that I do. And then before I head out that door, I'm like, let's go, Deetra, let's go do this. I'm really, honestly, that's what I do every single morning before I leave the house. Which brings me to the next tip, keeping a positive attitude. So when you start, you know already the fears are there. We talked about that. Do you want to take that into your day? Do you want to be stressed? Okay? Have all of these unforeseen thoughts in your head, things that most definitely, most of the time, are not even going to come into fruition. Do you want to be walking around having these types of thoughts? Do you want to sit around and wonder, oh my God, what if I don't get the work that I thought I would get? Oh my goodness, work is not coming in the way that I thought that it would come. It's not coming fast enough. Well, you know, when we try to apply for regular 9-to-5 jobs, because sometimes I've gotten lucky myself. I apply for a job, and before I can even switch over to doing what I'm going to do the next part of my day, I may get a call. But for the most part, and for a lot of us, you can apply for jobs and you won't hear anything for a moment. That doesn't mean that the jobs are not coming, okay? And when they start coming, do they not start rolling in? Before you know it, you have all these different companies contacting you. You may be like me. I'll start a job that I liked, and I'm glad they called me. But then the best job that I wanted in the beginning, they called 2 weeks after I started the other job. So, you know, work will start to come in, but you have to keep a positive attitude on everything. Don't worry about it. Make up a plan before you decide that you want to actually step out on whatever your journey is. Make sure you make up a plan. Have it written down, you know, whatever, however you put stuff. I'm a paper person, so I like to write things down. Just make sure that whatever you do, that you already have it all sketched out, at least in your head, all of your moves and what you're going to do next. Stay focused, stay dedicated, and know in your all heart, have faith, okay? Have faith and believe that all things are possible. And if you decide that you want to do something, if it's meant for you, it will be for you, and nobody can take that away, okay? If for some foreseen reason things don't work out the way you want it to work out on whatever this path is that you're going, and it just end up being the most horrible thing that you could have ever ventured out to, then just know, keeping a positive attitude, for one, it might have not been the path that you should have been taking in the first place. So we can't just live our lives in all doom and gloom when things don't happen the way we think that they should happen. All things work for the good. All you have to do is just keep the faith and know that things will turn out right for you in the end. And it always does. I have lived my life so long where different types of things have occurred in my life, and I'm telling you, there have been times where I didn't know where my next meal was going to come from. I'm still standing here. You don't hear me, okay? I didn't know how I was going to get to work. I got to work. I didn't know if I was going to end up homeless and on the street. But then in the middle of the night, how all of a sudden these things just pop up in your head, and I don't wait till the next morning. I get up right then and go to jotting down whatever it was that I thought about, because most of the time our way out comes in the middle of the night, and it comes in our dreams, and it comes in our thoughts when we're not even trying to think about them. And I always say thank God for that, and I thank him every day for being able to place these types of things on me where I used to ignore different stuff, and then when some come about, and then you know how you are, ooh, I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so now I'm not like that. If I feel it, I act on it right then, and I'm telling you, it changes your whole way of living. Keep a positive mindset all the way through everything that you're trying to do with yourself, no matter what happens. If it looks like it's failing, come up with another strategy to figure it out. Don't get all doomed and gloom, like I said before, and step over here on this side and just be like, oh, you know what? I'm done. I'm just done. I can't. How many of you do that? How many of you say, oh, I just can't? You know what? This just ain't for me. You see what I'm saying? How do you know unless you put in 150%? Because remember, when you start working for yourself, you will have to do all the work, okay? Everything. From the researching, from the moving around, from running back and forth, from doing all of the paperwork, from everything is up to you in order for you to succeed. But if you attack this thing as though you are going to your favorite job and someone hired you and I need this money, I got things to do, places to go, people to see, and get up every day with a smile on your face, already have your strategy from every day, the night before, I'm telling you, it will all work out fine. And those are my keys right now that I have to give you guys for your keys to success after you actually leave your 9 to 5. I pray with all prayers that everybody succeed. There's enough room for everybody out there to succeed. Of course, I'm not one of those big, high and mighty type of people as well. We all know that. In case someone's out there like, who is she to say? But I'm going to tell you one thing why I'm here to say. I live a happy life. My life is fulfilled 100% in my eyes. If God never blesses me with anything else more than what I have, I am completely content, and I thank him every day for allowing me to keep my mind focused and stayed on where it needs to be so that I don't flow myself all the way out here on this side of the ocean when I should be over here on land picking flowers. I'm out here trying to work my way out of water. He has been good to me, and he'll be good to you. You guys stay blessed. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. I hope that some of my strategies are things that you guys take into consideration. When I bring them to you, I bring them to you from the deepest of my heart because I know how it can be. I have been there. I know how it feels when things go to getting down on your life. Like, subscribe, once again, turn on the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.